Okay, we have seen all the details on how the plan of activities and deliverables can be built. So the second component of the recipe is the grading method. So let's see how it looks. The grading system is based on three components: the delivery of the activity on time, the quality of the final product, and the results of the basic knowledge exams. We have already seen that the students must make 10 deliverables during the 6 weeks of the activity. The completion of all these deliverables on time is assigned at 20% of the grade, even if the quality of the deliverables is low. This component of the grade is used to reward continuous work, regardless of the quality of the results. On the other hand, the on-time delivery of at least 80% of deliveries is required. If this requirement is not met, the course cannot be passed. There are no shortcuts to avoid the planned work. The second component of the evaluation method is the quality of the project product, which has a weight of 50% of the final grade. Remember that we cannot make the mistake of assigning a low weight to the project product, because in this case the students will not take it seriously. Assigning 50% of the grade is the best way to communicate the message that the team's work is important and must be taken seriously. This 50% is distributed between the grade of version 1, 10%, and version 2, 30%. Note that version 0 is not graded. It will have feedback that should help students to improve that version. And obviously, the version that has the most weight is version 2, which is the final version, which is the version in which the students show their best results. On the other hand, all group members receive the same mark in versions 1 and 2. There are mechanisms to individualize the rating of each team member based on their individual merits, but for this first experience in the use of project-based learning, we do not recommend using these mechanisms because they have some dangers that we can talk about later. On the other hand, we have all the arguments to defend the idea that all the members of the team obtain the same grade, because they are a team. As you can see, to complete the project evaluation, 10% of the grade is assigned to the result of the final individual exercise. Remember that this is an exercise to verify if each student has been involved in the project and therefore knows how to answer the questions without difficulty. It is an exercise whose result is only okay or not or fail. Look at the way in which each student grade is determined. Fail if the answer is wrong. Half mark if the answer is right, and full mark only if all team members give right answers. In this way, positive interdependence is introduced into the activity in such a way that the success of each student depends on their teammates also doing their work well. Thanks to positive interdependence, each student will try harder not to harm their teammates and will ensure that their teammates are involved and do a good job. The final remaining 30% of the grade is associated with the evaluation of basic knowledge, which we also call unforgivable knowledge. It is about the knowledge that each student must acquire from each of the blocks of knowledge. Remember that each student had to work on 3 blocks of knowledge, the blue, red, and green blocks in previous slides. Initially, each student focused in one of the blocks, but then through the process they have been working and integrating the knowledge of all the topics. Therefore, each student must be able to answer some basic questions unforgivable of each of the blocks. Each student has probably acquired a lot of knowledge in the block in which he have been specialized through the project, but must acquire the basic knowledge of all the other blocks. Note that if this it is a requirement to pass the course to demonstrate all the basic knowledge, probably through an individual exam, which obviously must be included in the planning of the activities. At least 2 opportunities to demonstrate every basic knowledge. This is an individual accountability mechanism, just like the final individual exercise. The difference is that the individual exercise requires knowledge of the product, while these exams require knowledge of the core syllabus, the blocks red, blue, and green of knowledge. It could be that a student was not able to demonstrate knowledge of the product and therefore failed in the final individual exercise. But instead, he was able to demonstrate the unforgivable knowledge precisely because he never participated in the teamwork, because he stayed at home studying the book to prepare the unforgivable knowledge exams. Both mechanisms of individual accountability are necessary. On the one hand, to verify that students have been involved in the project, and on the other hand, to verify that the students are capable of transferring the knowledge used in the project to another different scenario, such as an exam of basic knowledge.